Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out or they move the lups. Just a bunch of looker rush. It sounds like motherfuckers forgot about Hutch.
Hey.
All right? I'm sick of the Micah Parsons versus Penei Sewell. We got the All-Pro in that matchup last time I checked. I'm sick of the Rashawn Gary versus Taylor Decker. Like, we good. Yeah. How come no one's talking about Aidan Hutchinson versus Zach Tom? How come no one's talking about Aidan Hutchinson versus whoever the fuck the other guy is? Why are we talking about that matchup? Motherfuckers forgot about Hutch. And shout out to Al Carson, who pulled the film before I did. He pulled up Hutch's film the last time he was in Lambeau. Do you have that one, Kool-Aid? Did you 3-cam that one, Chris? It's all right,
yes,
we did.
I did.
Yeah, you're the man for that one. You're the man for that one.
Yeah.
Tell me what you see. We got Hutch out there. These his pressure on the game. We got him going against both sides. Ooh. Oh, Jordan, you gotta get out of there, man. That's Aidan Hutchinson, dude. What are you doing? Oh, drop the ball. Damn.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Drops are a theme in Wisconsin.
All right, what's next? Let's see. Okay, there's the Hutch right there. Let's check it out. What's going on?
Let's see.
Off the ball. Jumps inside.
Oh,
Jordan Love, you gotta get out of there. Oh! Damn. Wow. That's a sack. That's crazy. Okay.
That was Micah Parsons, right?
Is that Hutchinson? No. Is Hutchinson on the left right there? Yeah, standing up. Yeah. Okay.
Move out my way.
Got my way.
That's one.
Oh.
I'll be there. Just always there. Just always there.
With the cornhole bag toss.
Wait. This guy's playing this weekend? No one's talking about that guy doing all this damn.
No, this is practice.
That's
Micah Parsons getting after him.
Jordan, you gotta get out of there. What are you doing?
They say that guy got better, Easy.
That guy got. That's the reports.
They said that guy got better. Yes.
There's reports coming out, not just Detroit Lions camp. We want to big up your guys. There's reports coming out from the national media. Those reports coming from the former NFL players that come and visit us in camp. Those reports coming from John Gruden. Those reports coming from my man at Fox. I can't even think of his name right now. That guy that we're watching right now dominate the Green Bay Packers offensive line. It's the same offensive line come this Sunday because the Tyler Morgan kid they drafted, the Jordan Morgan, whatever his name is. Boom. Still the same starting offensive line. The guy that we're talking about that got better is going to face that offensive line?
Yes, he
Why aren't they talking about that?
That is correct.
Why is no one talking about the Hutch versus Zach Tom matchup? I heard Zach Tom's a good one. I heard he's one of the ones. Why no one talking about that?
So I tried to do some digging. Shout out to my guy RJ Shelton who does the Off the Top show, Wisconsin sports show, because it really is lacking Wisconsin sports. Like I tried to actually immerse myself this week in Green Bay Packers coverage because I wanted to see how the hell they can spin this in their favor, this matchup. And I talked to my guy RJ, who's a real one, played in the NFL, actually was drafted in this division by the Vikings. And I asked him about, what about Hutch, man? What about your offensive line versus our defensive line? And he just replied with three nervous emojis. That's it.
Is he Packers?
That's all he could say. Yeah, he's a Packers fan.
Wow.
He's a Packers fan. And 3 nervous emojis was the best I could get out of him when it came to that. Look, it's what it is. I don't get this narrative that like we just act like this Lions defense is what it is last year. It's not. It's not. You have everybody back and healthy, minus CD, who you swapped out for DJ, who I'm cool with that swap. So like I don't get this narrative that this defense isn't going to be an issue, particularly this defensive line, because this Green Bay Packers offensive line has some new parts too. They have a guard who moved to center, much like us. So they have question marks at the offensive line, just like we have question marks at the offensive line. But you know what? They have question marks at the defensive line right now. How healthy is Micah Parsons? How much continuity does he have with this team? Is he in game shape? How much does he know the scheme? The Detroit Lions defensive line, outside of the rookie, which I know we got clips of, is all the same. You got Hutch, Davenport, Reeder. Like you got what you need this defensive line. They're going to be consistent. They're going to be ferocious and tenacious. I don't think this Green Bay offensive line stands a chance against this.
You guys are preaching. I'm so glad that you raised that point at the beginning of this segment, Easy, and then Platty, the way that you just went and honestly put a nice bow on there. I don't understand how the Lions are so forgotten when what they did last year was a great feat with a banged-up team undefeated in the division, one of the best, if not the best, in all of football. They beat everybody's media darlings. I don't understand that. Everybody's favorite fancy, like flashy picks. Then they went on the road and did something you just don't do in the NFL, and they went undefeated. And that was with the banged up team. That was with like the B team, the C team, and having to come up with different schemes to try and generate pressure because the defensive line got obliterated. And you know what? Their smart people in-house got it done. One, Calvin Shepard was the guy who they credit with coming up with those schemes late in the game to help generate pressure from that second level of the defense. And then offensively, we've seen this team, whether they've had to mix and match, whether a player all of a sudden can't go or is injured, this team has still overcome. Just because we don't push button automatically go, the offensive line is the best on this team. I don't necessarily think it's just because of the pieces they've lost. I think it's because they have elevated all the other position groups on this team. And so now it looks a little bit more skewed. It's no longer us just hoping that Jared Goff stays healthy because we believe in Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, the wide receivers, Sam Laporta, things we didn't have 2 or 3 years ago necessarily figured out when we would say these things. So when I see all these people, see the Lions win 15 games last year when they thought they got a pretty tough schedule last year, right? The Packers might get them. The Bears are an upstart team, all this other stuff. What'd they do? They went out there and they handled their business. They stayed true to it. Dan Campbell once, again, another stat. No back-to-back losses in 2.5 seasons. I don't understand where people are getting so ballsy, bro, with just looking over and being dismissive. It's beyond disrespect now. They've just completely dismissed the Lions in a large regards. And the bars you dropped on Hutch, those are just part of the small microcosms, as if Dan Campbell's not here because Ben Johnson's not here. That type of stuff, to me, they lose me on that. They lose me, man.
And I will say, like, you asked, like, who's Hutch going to be going up against? It's certainly not going to be former first-round pick Jordan Marshall, because you guys know what he did? He didn't make the starting lineup! Mm-hmm. You know who else? Let's just talk about it for a second. First-round picks. Guess who's not going to be making a big impact?
Who?
Lucas Van Ness. Those are your last 2 first-round picks before this season for the Packers. A first-round top 25 tackle who isn't playing for a bad offensive line, and a top 15 defensive lineman who can't make the starting rotation for the Packers, or at least hasn't been able to do a goddamn thing as a pro. That's what the Packers are doing right now. That's what they're cooking with. They needed to go out and get Micah Parsons because they can't draft. I do like our odds. We have Davenport back. I got some crazy numbers coming up for you guys later.
Oh, dude.
And by the numbers. It sounds like you might have the same. But yeah, this team's going to cook their offensive line. I am so excited to see it. And you know what? As much grief as I gave Brad about Ty Leak, I'm excited to see what the rookie can do in his first game on the inside against an unproven center like Chris just talked about. Yeah. Let's see if Ty Lee can get cooking a little bit. If he gets out of the gate hot, it's a big time advantage for the Detroit Lions.
I'm just confused, man. Like no one's talking about the kid that started last season, the leader in sacks with 7.5, who had a 16.8 pressure rate all before he got hurt. No one's talking about the kid that in just four games played against the Green Bay Packers has 3.5 sacks and an interception to throw on top of that one. Like it's just weird. Like it's Micah Parsons, the only good edge rusher in this game apparently. And I hope Hutch hears this. I hope Hutch is motivated.
No, you don't think that this put an extra? I mean, we all talked about it. There was probably going to be nobody more juice for this game than Hutch. Like you could argue Brian Branch, you could argue some of these other players, but you're probably going with Hutch, the guy that got football, stripped away from him. I mean, look, he's got to be feeling like last year, if he didn't get injured, that he could have brought his team to the promised land. He's going to come out man on a mission, vengeance mode. Mm-hmm. Now you add the fact that they got Micah Parsons, and that's the only defensive end they are talking about in this game. The only defensive end that matters in this game is Micah Parsons, apparently, according to the national coverage of this game. I just think if there wasn't, 110% motivation from Hutch already, he's now there. He's at 120% now. Like you cannot be possibly more motivated than Hutch is right now to prove all the doubters wrong who have been writing him off for the injury and being stripped away from football. Everything I just said. Come on, man. Why the hell would Hutch not come out electric in this game? And I think that Micah Parsons just a little bit of sprinkle. A little sprinkle on top.
Little sprinkle, little spruce.
Little sprinkle, little spruce.
I'm going to continue talking about this matchup, but we got peace and